Okay, I'm at the, what's it called? Lower entrance to a cave. I'm going to head up to the upper entrance, keep going to the upper end and come back. This is a short cave, but it's kind of cool. Notice how the floor, and then you got like this kind of wide ledge here. Notice there's a tiny little side passage there, too small for people. This whole cave is like that. It's got all sorts of little nooks and crannies. I'm surprised it's not full of bats and rodents and stuff, but I don't know. There's little bugs flying around. That's about it. Okay, so let me climb over here a second so I can look around. Notice how the tube here is actually pretty wide, but on the left, the ceiling's really low. In fact, if I turn around, it's like the tube keeps going that way, but it's way too small for people. And then back there, that's the way I came. That's the way I'm headed back, obviously. There's another upper passage right there. Too small for people. Notice how uneven the floor is, too. Whee! This cave is a lot of fun. It's a good cave to take somewhat beginners. It's enough to be kind of dangerous without actually being enough to kill you if you're not too careful. Notice how the floor is low on the right, bulges up in the middle, and then lower on the left. There's another side passage. So let me turn around and show you where I am. So you can see this is all one tube. It's nice and wide, but the floor is uneven. So I came up where the floor is lowest, giving me the most headroom. All right, safety first. I like the texture of this red stuff on the wall. Ooh, Oops, dang it. There's some rat poo. I just put my hand in, or my glove, but still, you get the idea. Okay, so check it out. So to the left, see how the floor is kind of low, and on the right is kind of low. In the middle, there's a cave within a cave. Turn around and show you. So check it out. There's the way I came, right? See how it's a floor? You go underneath it, voila, there's another tube below it. It's a 2-level cave. And then there's that other side passage over there. Nice. All right. Notice the texture on the wall? Instead of being perfectly smooth, it's like a series of blobs. I'm not sure why it's so even like that. That makes no sense. But it's true. Same thing here. Notice there's a tube within a tube here. Cool. There's more room over here because the floor is lower. So I'm going to climb over here. I want to make the horizontal and vertical videos different, but in this cave there's really only one best way through. Wherever the floor is lowest, that's what I want. Notice here the floor in the middle is relatively flat but bulging up, and then dipping down again on the left. Interesting indeed. See, I'm going to sit down here so I can show you the wall again, how it keeps bulging out. It's got all these small bulges, but it's nice and neat. It's not a perfect pattern, but it's darn close. And there's the way looking back the way I came. Interesting. All right, let me see if I can get up. I'm sitting down now. You're old. You know you're old when you sit down and you can't get back up. Anyway. All right, there's a tiny passage here. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. How bad could it be? I skipped this one on my horizontal video, but I'm like, yeah, I think I can handle this, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's a dead end. Too small. Uh-oh. Holy cow, I'm wrong. It goes all the way through. Oh, wow. Okay. No. Well, you know what? Let's go find out, shall we? How bad could it be? Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to leave my backpack here so I can travel a little later. Faster. Yeah, I was half right. I'm going to sit down here so I can show you. Look at the shape of the wall. It has like diagonal pillars or something. Wow. Fascinating. But yeah, check it out. The ceiling gets lower and lower ahead. I'm pretty sure it reopens up and then it connects. But, oh, you know what? I could get through there if I cared. But guess who doesn't care? But yeah, trust me, that reconnects with the main tube. I'm going to go back to the main tube, continue what I started. Cool. All right. Yes, that's my backpack over there. It's got lots of pockets. I have like my cell phone in one pocket and my car keys in a different pocket. Got my GPS in another pocket. Got empty or discharged batteries in another pocket. I got charged batteries in another pocket. So it's easy to find what I need. It's like an actual caving or a hiking backpack. Little kids' backpacks, they usually just have one big compartment and one small compartment. Because usually they have it for school. So in the big compartment, they have their books. Little compartment, they have their pens or whatever. Just a minute. All right. I just grabbed my backpack, getting situated. All right, here we go. Okay, so there's the way down the tube to lower entrance. That's the way I came. This is a side passage. I explored part of it. That's where I just was. So now let me put my backpack back on. See if I can make any more progress here. Oh wow, here's another really small tube within a tube. Ooh, pretty sure I won't go through that one. Notice how the room is opening up big again. Funny story. I already showed this in the horizontal video. Look at this. Notice there's natural light. There's the upper entrance. So there's the main tube on the right. There's an upper passage on the left. But notice here there's sort of a wall. There's a cave on the other side there. There's like a nice ledge up there. So down there, that's where I just came. Up here is another small side passage. Blocked. Wow, if it wasn't blocked, I'm not sure if I could get through there or not. Wow, crazy. All right. What's funny, notice how smooth the ceiling is here. It's like the one spot of the whole cave that's smooth. It's another little nook. I wonder if it reconnects to that other little one I was talking about. Looks like it goes back at least 10 feet. Huh. So if you think about it, this big tube on the right, the little upper tube on the left, they recombine. So you could argue in the middle that's kind of a column or pillar. And then on the right, the wall is still this sequence of bulge, 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 like Morse code. I really don't know why in the world there's so many of them. Check out the way this one's hanging down. It's technically a little lava stalactite. Fascinating. There's a few of them up here. Just because there's more room, I'm going to stay to the right. But I do want to see how there's like a trench down the middle, kind of railroad tracks. All right, let's go ahead and go to the right now. So I'm standing up here-ish. So there's the upper entrance, obviously. Here's a nice ledge. Notice the rat nest. No sign of the rats, but you know, a very small ledge. Here's the way I came. Notice how uneven the floor is. And then there's that pillar, whatever you want to call it, that upper level. But from this side, you can see better how it's flat over there and it's flat over here. In between, there's like a cool little ridge. That's a good word, ridge. Lava ridge. If it didn't already have a name, I could call this Lava Ridge Cave. All right, let's keep on going. Here's the upper entrance. Oh wow, there's another slug. There's a slug on that rock right there. Guess they like the shade or something, I don't know. Okay, now check it out. Look at the floor. There's a hole in the floor. Now, there's nice vegetation here to the left, or I go to the left to get a picture. But look at this. See how the ceiling is really, really flat, kind of arch-shaped? And then the hole drops down. There's a ledge on both sides. The one on the right is flat. And then look at this. Oh, what the heck? Did somebody leave a can? Oh, that's cool. Looks like there's a side passage. Let me peek over here real quick. And I'm going to follow this ledge so I can get down. Keep going ahead. Yeah, I can't fit through there anyway. Good to know. All right, so anyway. So I'm going to go along this ledge for a little bit because I'm basically on top of a cliff here. It's only 5 feet down, but you know, it's a matter of principle. I really don't want to hurt myself. Or worse, hurt the cave. Here we go. So the farther I go, the ledge is pretty much level, but the floor to my left is sloping up. So it gets easier and easier. You see the ledge keeps going, but it gets skinnier. So I think I'll go ahead and hop off right now. Bums away. There we go. Too much fun. All right. So look what I just did. I was on this ledge. Yes, seriously, you're my witness. There's also a ledge over here. Well, look how rough the floor is. Good luck with that. And how the ceiling's a little bit lower. So there's rock here, maybe 8 inches thick. Nice. So there's a separation of 2 levels. I came from this upper level where both entrances are. Oh, ah. And then down here, there's another level. Now this one's a dead end, but I'll go ahead and climb back here, take a look. Because it depends on how skinny you are. So check it out. The tube keeps going, but it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and slopes down. That is a place, if you're not careful, you get yourself stuck. So yeah, be careful. And don't send your kid in there by himself to go see how far it goes. Seriously. Anyway, that's why I want a borescope. Just send a big borescope back there. Take a look around. Maybe they have those at plumbing supply stores. All right. Notice on the floor here, there is some greenery. There's enough light getting in here to support photosynthesis. Okay, I'm going to turn up the brightness. Here's 50%, since this part's so big. Now it's funny, okay, look at this. The floor looks really flat, right? The ceiling looks really flat. It's the walls that are jagged. I want to show you something. I like the color of this wall. Look at the texture. I think on my horizontal video, I got this from a diagonal angle, but here I'm more straight on. Nice. Okay. So there's where the cave is obviously split level. So out of these two, I'm standing on the lower level, right? Now check it out. There's another little cliff coming up, going down. So out of these two, I'm on the upper level. So it stands to logic there's at least 3 levels in this short cave. Wow. Believe it or not. So this is why you watch your step. Notice the different colors represent different types of rock. It's all lava, but you know, different concentrations of impurities or dopants, whatever you want to call them. Anyway. Alrighty then. Oh wow, look at the ceiling, how rough it is. There's small stalactites there. I didn't even notice that in the horizontal video. See, that's one reason to come through these caves twice. Okay, now check it out. There's that side passage. That's the same one I was crawling through part way and I chickened out. See, I told you it reconnected, but it's a little small for me. Now look at this. I'm standing next to a cliff. So there is a lower level here. There's the way back to the entrance. Hopefully I haven't gotten lost already. All right. Same thing. Look at this little hole here. Now I can make another lame joke about how there might be holes in a cave. All right, here we go. Notice the different colors of rock. And textures. Layers. So what this tells me, this lava tube, it flowed multiple times or for a long time. So the composition of the lava changed. Sometimes it's mostly just silicon dioxide, and sometimes it had more iron oxide. And of course the white stuff is cave slime. That's new. That's alive. But the rock is all quite a ways old. I don't want to say how old because I don't want you to know where I am. But you know. Let's say each cave system has a different age. So if I were to tell you how old this cave system is, you'd know where I am. That's no good. All right. So I'm standing up. So this I'm standing in a hole about 5 feet deep. So like I said, this cave is just dangerous enough it could hurt you if you're not careful, but it probably won't kill you. So it's a good place to take beginners, give them a chance to realize that it's real. It's real. So be careful. Or it might hurt really, really bad. Like stubbing your pinky toe. All right. Notice there's some breakdown rock here. Not sure where it came from. The breakdown rock fairy brought it. So this is almost like a little dam here. That's without an N. Oh yeah, see that goes clear through. See if I had multiple people, we could shine our lights at each other and take pictures of each other. But like I said, this is a Wednesday, so everybody's got their jobs and stuff to pay the bills. All right, I'm not rich, I'm not retired. I work a compressed work week. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. Notice there's a pile of stuff over here by the wall. So this would be like, I don't know if rats bring that in or if squirrels come in this far. Weird. All right, let's see if I can get through here without having to take off my backpack. Heaven forbid I'll take off my beautiful backpack. All right, here we go. It's just a lot easier to wear it. Notice there's another hole in the floor. I have to call a cave repair shop, man. Get these holes patched. Just kidding. That's sarcasm. We don't need to modify the caves. They're good enough the way they are. I'm sitting up here. So I'm going to hop down here so I can show you what I'm looking at here. I'm almost to the end of the cave anyway, but I do want to show you. See how flat it is up here in the upper level. And then down here, wow. Way too small, but there's definitely a lower level, at least for a while. Nice. Excuse me. Notice the plant roots coming through. I had a small breakfast. But anyway, work up an appetite, have a big dinner. See how much time I have. Okay, there we go. Again, there's a small lower level, too small for people. Not even sure if it's a dead end or not. So you can see it's like Morse code. There's another patch here and head. Oops. Trying to climb up here. Tearing up my boots. These rocks are rough. That's why I'm wearing boots anyway. They can take more abuse than shoes. I prefer shoes, but the boots protect my beautiful feet. All right, there's the way back. I'm almost done, actually. Another small lower level. Way too small for me. Okay, now. All right, here we are. Here's what it looks like for real. Here's how a cave usually dead ends. See how the floor is flat pretty much, and then the ceiling just comes down, 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 and they touch the end. Like the upper end of a cave is really good like that. The floor is really flat at the upper end of 8th cave, and the wall just comes right down and touches it. The end. Most caves aren't quite that dramatic. A lot of them are more like this. They just get smaller, smaller, and smaller. A lot of times you can't even see the end because you're too big to get close enough. Definitely need to be careful not to get yourself stuck in a cave like this, even horizontally. I know some experienced cavers to really go to the hardest part of the cave. They have something called sliders. It's like a piece of plastic they put down between them and the cave so that the roughness of the cave doesn't catch their clothes and so on. That way, if they don't drag anything through the cave. I didn't notice there is actually a hole clear through here. Nice. Don't drop your car keys down there. Notice the abrupt change in colors though. It's like red at the bottom and black on top. Wow. Fascinating. Here's that side passage again. I'm going to stick to the main tube. Here's that one cliff. I wonder if somebody put that rock there to warn you. I don't know. If somebody doesn't see that cliff, they probably shouldn't be walking at all. But anyway. But the good thing in the caves, there's no cell phone reception. So you don't really have the problem of people staring at their cell phones all the time, like you might in a big city where everybody has 5G service. You know, I'm wondering if we're at the age now where like nobody ever has to be bored again. With cell phones that could be forever entertained. Not sure if that's a good idea or not, but I'm not sure if it's true either. Something to think about. So I'm crawling along this ledge here very carefully, so I don't want to fall off. That would kind of hurt. I don't really have a handrail to hold on to, so when I crawl along here, I have to really figure out where my feet are going to go, because that's the only thing holding me up. But yeah, look at the floor here. I'm going to try not to trample the vegetation, but yeah, it's like I need to get through here one way or the other. So I'm going to try to stay where everybody else has gone. Sort of a trail. So I'm at the upper entrance, but I left my water bottle by the lower entrance, and I started my video at the lower entrance. So I'm going to keep on chugging along, finish what I started. There's that upper ledge up there, but I'm going to go down here. I didn't point it out on the way in, but here's another slug. So there are at least 2 slugs in this cave. Nice big fat ones. Nice. Now why in the world they would be in here, I don't know. Because they eat vegetables. There's no vegetables in here. Maybe they need to... Yeah, I don't know. There's these colored rocks. And then here, like I said, there's sort of small stalactites hanging down. And then you see how there's all these small bumps along the wall. I really don't know why, why they're almost all the same size and evenly spaced out. Very suspicious. So here's that room with multiple little side passages. I already showed it on the way in, so I'm going to keep going. Don't need to show it again. Didn't change. Oops, almost tripped. Yeah, my boots are starting to get torn up pretty good. Before I start losing pieces, I'm gonna have to throw them away, get replacements, or maybe use them as play shoes for what's it called? Beach caves. I skipped Lost Boy Cave this year. I was gonna do it, but the water was too deep and I chickened out. Oh well, someday. There's the lower entrance, obviously. That'll be the end of my video. I think there's more past the lower entrance, but it's tight crawling. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. Alright. Won't be stupid if somebody tried to blackmail me, make me go through the cave, or we'll kill your whole family. I sometimes think, you know, you take a big action movie, like an R-rated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and make a children's version. Kind of like Spaceballs or something. That'd be funny. Have the bad guy hold the world ransom for 1 ton of chocolate. Something like that. Might be funny if you do it just right. Alright. I'm not going to show you what the outside looks like. Don't want you to see where I am. Even though this cave is really hard to find with that GPS. But anyway, this concludes my tour of this cave. The end.